Question 13. When Ignacio and Oliver compared the expression in part D from question 612, they could not figure out which side was greater because we had an x and we didn't know what x was worth. Is it always possible to determine which side of the expression, Matt, is greater or has a greater value? Why or why not? Be prepared to share your reasoning. So I'm going to say that no, we can't always compare which side is greater because like on question D they're talking about, back up here on this question right here, when we did it, we had an x and we didn't know what x was, so we didn't know what side was bigger because it depended on what x was. So I'd have to say for A that we can't determine always which side is always bigger if we get a question like D. Part B, how is it possible for mat A to have a greater value? How is it possible for mat B to have a greater value? So we're talking about this thing right here. So what I'm going to do to make this a little bit easier is I'm going to bring up, so if I were you, I would go back to like this question, so you can put stuff on the board that you want. All right, and we're going to have to simplify this mat. So we want to find out for B if it's when is A bigger. We want to know when is mat B bigger. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to make this. So on the A side, I had 3 positives. I had 2 negatives. And I have 4 x's. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm at B. I have an x, and then I have 7 positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all I did is I took this mat right here and I reproduced it on our tiles. So the first thing I have to do is I need to simplify this as much as I possibly can. So let's see, if I'm going to simplify this, I'm going to do 0 pairs first. So I have a 0 pair, I can take them off. I have another set of 0 pairs, I can take them off. Both sides have some x's, so I can take them off. I can take an x off of this side and an x off of this side. And they both have a positive 1, so I can take a positive 1 from here and a positive 1 from there. So the question is, how is it possible for mat A to have a greater value? So when is this side bigger than this side? Well, this side is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right now. And this side, I don't know what it is because I don't know what x is, but it wants to know when is this side bigger. So if I say that this is 1, this side is now worth 3. So this side isn't bigger, so I need more. All right. Oops, erase those. So what type of number can I don't know why it's not wanting to erase for me. There we go. Nope, not wanting to erase. Okay, well, we may have to try something else. So 1 doesn't work. I really want to get rid of these. It won't let me. All right. So let's just say that x is worth, let's see. So if this is worth 6, if I make these worth 2, all right, that means now this side is worth 6. So now these sides are equal, but it wants to know when is this side bigger than this side. And I would have to say that anytime x is bigger than 2, then this side is going to be bigger. All right, so if this was a 3, I wonder if I can erase them now. Nope. So if I tell us that x is a 3, now this side is worth 9. So this side is bigger. So for the question, when is mat A bigger? Anytime that x is bigger than 2. So if x is ever bigger than 2, this is the bigger side. So if x is greater than 2, then this side is going to be bigger. All right. How is it possible for mat B to have a greater side? So when is this side larger? Let's see if it will let me take them off now. I don't know why it won't let me take some of these off. All right, so this is worth 6. So when is this side bigger? Well, if x is a 1, this side's bigger. Remember that we said this, that if x is a 2, then these sides are equal, aren't they? So I guess I would say this. Anytime that x is less than 2, that makes this side bigger. So if I put in a number that's smaller than 2 in here for x, like a 1, 1, 1, and 1, this side's worth 3, so now this is the larger side. So just to kind of recap real quick, mat A is larger. So mat A is larger anytime that my x is bigger than 2. All right. And then B is larger anytime I make x less than 2. All right, so hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So it depends on what I decide x is going to be as far as which side is bigger. Did we answer everything? In what other way can mat A and mat B be related? How are they related? I'm not exactly sure what they're asking us, to be honest with you. They are related that it depends on what the value of x is as far as which side is bigger. I know this side is worth 3x. Oh, I think I got it. And this side is worth 6. So I could say that depending on, that won't work either. All right. So how are they related to each other? I really got to say it depends on what x is how they're related. I don't know what else it's really asking. So the main thing I want to make sure you take off of this is that depending on what x is, it changes the value of this side. If x is bigger than 2, this is the bigger side. If x is smaller than 2, then this is the bigger side.